so excited right now to be interviewing Nina Conti, who is the most amazing ventriloquist I have ever seen. And I'm like nuts about ventriloquists, and I have a friend who's a ventriloquist. So it's
Oh,
like
really?
I just really go crazy over them. The first thing I have to ask is because we were all wondering, how did you get started in ventriloquism? I'm first, how do you even know you have this talent?
I don't think it's something that you have, that you're born with and you uncover. I had to practice, but it did come quite naturally. I got into it because I worked with a very unusual theatre director. It was quite scary and quite into truffle picking out old art forms, and he thought ventriloquism needed a resurgence. So he said, why don't you do that? You seem like a clown that doesn't want to wear the nose. Why don't you do ventriloquism? And unlike you, I didn't think I did like ventriloquism. I hadn't seen many examples in the UK that seemed anything other than a little creepy. So I was scared of it. And I thought, they said, well, God, no, this isn't for me. This isn't for me. Don't make me do ventriloquism. But he was very frightening. And I did do ventriloquism and I fell in love with it completely, completely.
Is it a declining thing in the world of entertainment?
I think you'd struggle to find anything less popular. But
I grew up with Edgar Bergen, so you have to forgive me.
I know, and Sherry Lewis, and I mean, so cozy. Sherry Lewis and Lamb Chop, just lovely, and Edgar Bergen, and I love as well. I think there've been a lot of horror films and stuff with creepy puppets, and people's impression of what it is isn't actually what it is most of the time. But I think yes, it does. It does have a bit of an image problem.
I'm surprised because I started watching this in England back in 1979. Soap. I mean, you're too young for that, but I mean, Jay Johnson. I think that's.
Oh yes, he's wonderful. Yes.
I mean, he was amazing, and he did a show called The Two of Us about him and about being a ventriloquist, and he mentioned how he had a mentor. So I was wondering if when you were forced into this awful thing of becoming a ventriloquist, did you have a mentor? Did the scary director say, well, here, try this guy, he'll help you out?
He did. He showed me videos of Edgar Bergen, and it wasn't Charlie McCarthy. It was her name Effie Clinker?
Yeah, there was an Effie Clinker, I think.
Effie
Yeah,
Clinker.
and a Mortimer Snerd.
Mortimer Snerd, yes, and there was a video of him, of Bergen and Mortimer Snerd, and they were looking at the stars. It wasn't like bang bang laugh a minute. It was gentle, and it felt meaningful the way they were talking to each other. It was a very good introduction, that one. Yes, he did. I mean, Ken, his name is Ken Campbell. You can look him up. There's very little about him, but he did a lot, and he was very underground. Ken Campbell was the one who really said, look, I'll teach you in a day. The rudiments of ventriloquism can be taught in one conversation, and then you just have to go and learn it, go do it. He was very good as well, because he said, people think it's about not moving your mouth. That's the least interesting thing about it. You need to focus on the character of the puppet. It doesn't matter if your B's sound like G's, just get on with it. Get on with it. People will hear B if your puppet is interesting. If they listen, if they're listening really closely, they'll hear that you're actually making a G sound, not a B sound. But let's not sweat the small stuff. We want to have fun,
So how did you come up with Monkey then?
Well, Monkey, he's here. I mean, I can show you him.
Oh, no, you can't go anywhere without Monkey.
Oh, there's Monkey. Hi there.
Hi, guys. I'm very honored to be here, guys.
Well, it's really good to see you. You're a real heavy guy there. You really are.
I am a heavy guy. I'm so glad you say that, because some people think I'm cute. I'm not cute. I'm heavy.
But you're not my brother.
I'm not your brother. Why should I be?
You're not heavy. You're my brother.
So it's a song, Monkey. Oh, it's a song I didn't know. Yes. Oh, I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed.
Okay, you're a young monkey. You're a young monkey. You're not a baby boomer monkey.
Nina, did you ever do stand up just before you started this? Because you're really good on your feet.
Oh, you're very kind. She didn't do it, did you? No, I was no, I did characters. I would do some characters, but as myself, no one needed as herself. Well, it's just so much funnier to me to have him there that now I don't think I could ever do stand-up. Why not? Because I'd be missing. Well, because anything I said, I can think of a topper from him. So
Yeah.
why should track the good bit? Yeah, I'm not particularly interested. But I was telling the story of how I found you. Oh, good Lord.
Oh, is it a meet cute story, how you met Monkey?
Oh dear, meet cute. It's not a love affair. I really need to make that very clear. It's it's very little love in it. It's mainly criticism. Well, yeah, but it's loving criticism, isn't it? I don't know. You're gonna make me feel weird. No, it's how we met. There's only one of us here. How I picked up Monkey was I'd started learning ventriloquism. You had that horrible thing. I had a big wooden puppet. He was the stuff of nightmares, and I just started talking to him. And anything I could think of him to say was quite frightening. He wasn't, he was, what's the word for that? He was inappropriate. You're inappropriate. Yeah, but in a more wholesome way. This guy was just nasty.
Mind you of the director, the frightening puppet.
Yeah, and then I thought, I've got a monkey. You had me anyway, didn't you? She stole me. She stole me from another actor. Yes, he belonged. I was at the Royal Shakespeare. Don't say we, you sound mad. I was at the Royal Shakespeare Company doing proper acting, and someone who played Henry V, the actor playing Henry V, got given Monkey. His mother gave me to him as a first night gift, and so, but he didn't play with him. He didn't really look. It was like a sort of mascotty thing he had on his, in his dressing room. Nina stole me and started being funny with me. Well, this was before I did ventriloquism, so I just had my hand in him. She was using me just like a silent pocket. Oh no, I had a squeaker. You still do? Yeah, I was doing that. That was my first act.
Whenever Monkey does fast dating, does he ever take anyone up?
Take anyone up? No, I can't. I can't leave the house alone. It really gets in the way of my dating life. But just to finish the story quickly, I thought, I've got this puppet, and I put my hand in. She had to take out some of the stuffing. He was to get my hand in his head. My head was full of fluff, and I got my hand in. I put him on, and I said, "Hello, Nina," and I went, he knows me. It was quite freaky. I did know her because I am her. But there was something in his face that looked so deep into me that I thought, oh my goodness, I think this is my puppet.
Well, you certainly are a good pair.
Yeah, and my mouth hardly moves. Look, it's shallow. It's very shallow. You can only get a little pinchy finger, like one centimeter of my finger. It's very little. And so people, if they ask to try them on, they can't move my mouth. I start doing this. And I don't.
Well, you're like Meryl Streep. I actually think I was annoyed with Meryl Streep at the beginning because her mouth never opened. And I just like, why? She was sort of like, she acts like a ventriloquist. Maybe that's why someone else is faking with the accents. Who knows? So, Monkey, you're the Meryl Streep of ventriloquists.
I'll take it. I'll take it. How delightful. I love her. She's my icon. But yes, it was very lucky for me. But Monkey is not a bespoke puppet. I come from Woolworths. There's a shop called Woolworths in the UK, and it closed down in the 90s. I was discontinued in the 90s.
Woolworths, yes, of course, right. We used to have one on the corner up there. It was useful. You could buy things like needles and pens, which you can't seem to find anywhere anymore.
Yes, you buy anything, including a monkey.
And when I was in college, I used to go down to Woolworth to watch the television because I didn't have one.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. Oh, happy days when we didn't have screens in our houses.
You also have a great talent for being able to see what those people with the masks are going to do. I guess it was. I was trying to figure it out. It's a fascinating process that you're doing there, going through.
The idea of the masks in the first place, and did you get somebody to construct them, and how your vision? I mean, those masks. I mean, that's the most unique and reverse ventriloquism. Those are the two things I really want to pick your brain about.
The masks have been around in some version for a long time, actually. They made paper ones back in the day, and then Ron Lucas did a wonderful act. with a mask, and I saw that like early on in my life. He's great. You should look him up. Ron Lucas, and he had a man come on and sing with this. I think he did it in front of the president. I think Reagan was there at the time. It was a big show. It was a big show. So must have been around as a ventriloquist for a long time. But where I come in is I don't have a script. And every act I do is completely written on the night. She's ghosting now. So it's completely without plan. And I try to intuit the person and what they're trying to say, and I just go for it. It goes anywhere. Nina has no control. There's so much to think about, especially if I have multiple people on stage. I absolutely can't think ahead, or it freezes me. So I have to enter a fugue state where I'm just talking nonstop for everybody I can see.
Very likely they respond to you in some way with what you're saying too. I mean, once you get started with them, people have a tendency to want to do those things.
They do. They enjoy it when they get their first laugh.
Yeah.
I always worry they won't know who's talking. Well, my lips hopefully aren't moving when I'm doing their voice. Oh, yeah. And I do their voice, but you can see them in the mask going, is this me talking now? Or maybe they can feel it flapping. So it's, for anyone who hasn't seen, you should explain. It's a mask that goes over your mouth and nose, and it opens and closes with the controller that I have. And so they're wearing it. And so the words are coming out and they're looking at me like, am I saying this? But they catch on to the game soon, and then we start to feed off each other.
In one of the pictures that we used in the review that we did of you, there were 5 people, I believe, sitting on chairs on the stage. That's a lot of people to deal with at once.
Yes, yes. You'll find in that situation, there's probably one person that only says one word whenever I go to them.
But I was amazed at how their hand motions and their body language matched what you were saying about them, and it really seemed like they were really talking about themselves, like you screened them beforehand. And also the other thing that amazed me is you are laughing because, like you say, you have no idea what's coming out of their mouths that you're manipulating. So you're laughing, you're talking, and two things at once, talking different voices. You blow my mind.
Oh, thank you. Well, it's not the cleverest thing. I mean, nonsense comes out. That's the thing. I mean, I'm not, I'm not speaking pure Proust or anything. It tends to just become whatever. People are saying the most basic things.
You seem to be a little surprised with what Monkey says sometimes.
Well, I am. Well, wouldn't you be? I find it very. It's because I try to create a separate lane. It's willful schizophrenia. I've been doing it for 20 years, and I really don't want. I mean, it helps when I look at him. If you're not looking at me, I go quite quiet. It's true. If I look at him, it seems like I got to say something when you look at me. Yeah, if I'm not looking at him, he can just become like a vase or an inanimate object. That's dreadful. I hate that. I need to stay alive. I must stay alive and move always, Nina, and you must always look at me. Okay.
So you've been doing this for 20 years?
20 years. She thought she'd do it for a single summer, and I did it for 20 years later. It's because I won't shut up. I have so much to say. I have so many thoughts.
You're on tour now. How long have you been on tour?
20 years.
Oh, 20 years. Well,
it's relentless. Well, the thing is, if we're not on tour, we're gigging. So it's all the time. There's a lot of stage time. I wonder how much in total. Well, that'd be a long calculation.
Well, you certainly gotten good at it.
And I have to address an elephant in my room, because I was looking at Wikipedia. I mean, and then because it didn't click. Your name, Nina Conti, and then your father is Tom Conti.
Yes.
I mean, when I was living in England, I love John Wood, so I went to see Devil's Disciple, and your father was in it, and he was one of those instant people like, oh my God, this guy is brilliant. I'm going to follow him the rest of my life. So I'm like, oh my God, no wonder his daughter's so talented. So how's your dad doing? What's he up to? I have to ask.
Oh, he played Einstein in Oppenheimer. Yeah, he just had that big role.
Oh, I didn't see it. I watched Barbie instead of Oppenheimer, so now I have to go watch Oppenheimer.
Yes, you got to watch Oppenheimer. He's got, yeah, he's a lovely Einstein. No, he's very well, thank you. I think I am him. I think there's some psychological deep-rooted stuff, and he lives in me.
Or he lives in Nina and comes out in you.
Yeah. I think it's very complex. I can feel it. I can feel things. I really can in the way I talk. There's something similar. I thought you were my granddad on my mother's side. Yeah, I think I'll take a little of both. Yeah.
Does he look like that side of the family?
No, I don't think so. God forbid. I'm far better looking.
So they need a lot of what's it called, depilatory, that stuff you put
Oh
on
yeah.
the hair.
Ouch! Ouch!
Well, this is such a treat that you got up and got a chance to talk to us. Jan, do you have anything more you want to ask?
I really, really enjoyed your show.
Oh, I forgot to tell you, but so I got there really early. So beforehand, I was there Saturday night.
Oh,
And
wonderful.
this one couple came all the way from Austin, Texas, just to you. I mean, that was the only thing they were there for, that and to buy some edibles. They live in Texas. To buy some
Right.
edibles and hide with their
What
dog.
a great combination.
And
Millions of edibles.
And do you remember you had the 4 professors and then that old guy named Batman?
Oh yes, that
I
night.
was talking to him beforehand too. It
Oh.
was like, it was his birthday present from himself, and his
Oh, wow.
wife was sort of dragged along. But I mean, and I think she was almost embarrassed by him, but at the same time she was taking photographs. So it was like this weird thing going on in front of me, because I ended up sitting behind them. And then he ends up kind of being the star, of the
Yeah.
dating thing. It was just so funny. It was so coincidental.
Oh yes, good Lord. I can't believe they came all that way. I hope they were thank God you got him involved. Yeah, I mean, that's a long journey. I mean, I'm glad I got him involved. That would be terrible if he was sort of ignored. Because I got him up during the dating bit and sent him off almost immediately and then had to get him back.
Well, you've got to get out of Texas sometime, so this is a good reason.
Yes, very
Actually, you
healthy.
don't even have to tour. Everyone's coming to you. They said, well, I don't want to go to England. So they're all coming wherever you are. They come from all over the country to see you.
Amazing. That's amazing. Yes, California, Wisconsin, Massachusetts. We are coming from everywhere. I'm incredibly flattered.
It's cult-like.
And it's nice because we can, for those who can't or, housebound, they can see you on YouTube.
Yes, that's true. And they can watch us here. How do we watch us here? How do we share this with our people? How do people find you?
This is on YouTube as well. We have a channel on YouTube. We put a show on bi-monthly.
But sometimes it's 3 times a month, depending upon how it falls.
And thank you so very much for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much for having us. It's been a joy. Nice to meet you.
And nice to meet you, and good luck, and keep it up. There you go.
Thank you.
You bet.
You guys keep it up too. Love you.
Okay.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
I thank you.